Welcome to Living Life in Love with Vitiligo. I'm your host, Mark Braxton from Raleigh, North Carolina. This is a global vitiligo awareness and education podcast. You will hear the true and authentic stories from people living with vitiligo. You'll also hear from their loved ones, medical professionals, licensed mental health therapists, relationship counselors, global vitiligo support foundations and organizations, and so much more. Sit back and enjoy living life and love with vitiligo. Once again, I'm your host, Mark Braxton from Raleigh, North Carolina. Welcome to Living Life and Love with Vitiligo. I'm your host, Mark Braxton from Raleigh, North Carolina. So on my show today, I'm talking about Southern Soul music. And if you don't know what that is, you're going to learn today. And my guest is A.G. Thomas. Welcome, A.G.
Hey, man. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, sir. Glad to be here, man.
Yeah, you're welcome, man. Anytime. Hey, before we really kick off this conversation, I want you to officially introduce yourself and tell us anything you want the listeners to know.
Hey, I go by the name of A.G. Thomas, man, and I'm a little nervous right now, like always, but I'm from Raleigh, North Carolina. I went to, let's say what, I'm born and bred, man. I went to Fuller. I went to Ligon Middle School, Athens Drive High School, and then later went to North Carolina Central University. Homecoming is next week. Yeah.
Got that plug. And yes. You know, and that's how we know each other. We know each other from Athens Drive. And what was interesting, I got there, I want to say the last half of my sophomore year. So I didn't know a lot of people, but I knew people. You know, I got to know Leonard and Said, and then it was Tego. Was it Tego? Yeah, Tego and
oh
Fat Cat and Binky. And to this day, I still don't know what Fat Cat and Binky's names really are. I just know it was Fat Cat and Binky. And
William, Fat Cat name is William.
I see, I never knew that. And Piccolo, you know, all these people I knew. And then
Ryan.
Yes. And what's crazy, I knew you as the dude that was always singing. I said, I don't know this dude, but he always singing. And I was like, well, I'm here now. So yeah, that was Athens, you know, good old days back. And Mr. Farmer was the principal.
Yes, sir. God bless his soul. Rest in peace, Mr. Farmer. Mr. Farmer didn't play no games, man. I remember. No. Oh my God, he would paddle you.
All right, man. Look, Pete, to my listeners. Look, this might be a crazy conversation, but hey, I'm all about having fun. You know, I can't be serious all the time. I teach all day long, bro. And I want to enjoy life.
That's right, man. Live it to the fullest, man. We, like you said, man, we people, and we got to keep it 100, man. This is the time, like 2024 is different, bro. So you got to keep it real, man. You know,
you real out here. 2024 is different. And I'm going to say this before we dig into our Southern Soul conversation. It's different, and if you don't go to the poll, it's going to be worse.
Ooh,
put it like
talk
that.
about it. Talk about it. Talk about it.
On that note, we're going to talk about some Southern Soul music. Now, before we really jump into it, because I know some people are like, Southern Soul, what is Southern Soul? What do you mean Southern Soul? Everybody has heard it in some form or fashion, whether it was classic Southern Soul, some of the modern stuff. Can you share with us what Southern Soul is?
The Southern Soul derived, I guess, derived from R&B.
Yeah.
We used to call it liquor house music. Back in the day, I remember my grandfather used to listen to it, and he had his own club down in a place called Apex, North Carolina, down in the hole in the wall, and he would listen to stuff like Johnny Taylor, Otis Redding, Roy C, all that type of music. You know, the Southern Soul is like, it derives from about down in like Mississippi, Alabama, Georgia, deep down in the woods type deal, man, where people talk about real life stuff that's going on in the home, stuff that's going on in the community, having a good time, brown liquor, white liquor, you know what I'm saying? And now
and look, I'm laughing because I grew up in Apex. Friendship. That's why I actually grew up. So I'm
man. Come
sure.
on,
Yeah, you know all the people. When you mentioned the liquor house, I'm not gonna call any
man.
names, but I'm sure you knew where that was. If you knew Apex Friendship, you know where those spots were.
Man, yeah, you just blew my mind, bro. I did not know that. But wow, I
Yeah,
thought
that
you were from Jersey somewhere.
well,
Like,
that's where my family's from.
okay, okay,
So
okay.
we moved out of the city. My grandfather said, "Get out of the city, move to the south. I got a house for you in the country, in the cut, in the woods." Back when Bigfoot was popular, that's how we got here. Yo, so yeah, I have roots in the city, but I grew up in the south. You know, I claim the south.
Okay,
Yeah,
that's great. Okay, yeah.
absolutely. So yeah, Southern Soul has been around for a long time, and it is feel good music. You know, yes, it talks about a lot of true to life topics and some real stuff. You know, so on that, since we're talking about topics, you know, you are a Southern Soul singer.
Right.
Um, and we're gonna backtrack a little bit, but what are some of the topics you like to sing about?
Relationships, relationships can be a painful area, man. If that's what you choose, it's all up to the individual and keeping it real with your spouse and everything. But relationships, having a good time, like my single, one of my singles called "Good Times," just talking about. I did that about 3 years ago, and I was thinking big up to EP Keys that helped me write and produce the song. Everett Person is his name. But we were just coming up with, I think, the pandemic. We was just coming out of the pandemic, or we were still in the pandemic. We were still in the pandemic, and
Yeah,
yeah, oh yeah. We're still in the pandemic. It was just like, so many people were dying, and
yeah,
so many, jobs being lost, and just you couldn't go nowhere. You was in the house stuck, and so I was just like, dang. Thinking of so I wish I'm ready to have a good time.
right.
So yeah, and we come up with the record, Good Time. So and we talk about what's my other record? One Man's Trash is Another Man's Treasure. Big up to Mike City who wrote and produced that. We come back to him later. Just songs that just talk about life and
Right.
life experiences and things like that, man.
Absolutely. And, you know, I don't sing. I'm not a singer. You know, I grew up in the church. Of course, you had to sing then, but I don't sing. But I like to write. I like to write
Yeah,
poetry.
yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Your gift is what you're doing, brother.
yeah, yeah.
Well spoken.
And when I write poetry, it's like I write about relationships because I often tell people that is the one thing we struggle the most with. You know, we could talk about job and job loss, get a new job. We could talk about, you know, what we see out here in the streets that happens with, you know, black people. But the one thing we struggle with the most are relationships. You know, we seem to sometimes can't get them right. And we keep
Right,
trying
right.
over and over again, or you quit, you know, one or the other. So I write about that, and I might even attach one of the poems to the end of this video because I think it's important for us to, especially as Black men, to be able to express ourselves and be able to share what our experiences are like, good and bad. Now,
That's
um, on that note, how much of your when you're singing your songs or you know you're sitting down with your writer, how much of yourself, like your personal experiences, goes into the music?
that's a good question. I would say a lot of it, man, because I feed the writer of stuff or the writer, or which has been Mike City here lately, has been knowing me for 35 years.
Wow.
And yeah, so so he knows my history, my struggles
Right.
with the relationship, with the substance abuse, the alcoholism,
Right.
with just uh, uh, uh fear, just all kinds of things. Because that's my guy, So
Right.
all of that goes into the music, and I like to keep it 100. I like to keep it real and be transparent. So yeah,
And you know,
when it comes out,
and I'm glad you're being transparent because sometimes people think when you get into certain genres, life is great. Life is good. If you even if you're singing, dancing, whatever, they think, oh, you haven't had any bad experiences. You haven't done this. You haven't done that. But you're sharing that you've had some challenges, and
Oh yeah.
it's good for us as men to be able to say, you know what, look, I've gone through this. I've been through that, but this is how I came out of it. And
Right,
people need
right,
to see that and hear it.
right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Each one teach one, man. You gotta, so the next person, the next child who won't do what you have done, to want, for you to so you can live, man.
Right,
Live
right.
a prosperous life and live life on life terms, man. That's what it's all about. See that thing right? Oh man, we go in there in a minute.
But
That
no,
thing
but
will take
yeah,
you
but
down through there, man.
it will. And the thing about it though, as men, we have to, as black men, I'm gonna say as black men, we have to recognize that we're not Superman.
That's
You
right.
know, we have to recognize when times get hard, we can't go through life by ourselves. We'll do it though. I ain't gonna front. We will do it. And we'll say, I don't need nobody, I don't
Come
need
on,
no
man.
help. But
Come on,
no,
bro.
we need to make sure that we're reaching out to people and that we have a strong team around us. Because sometimes it's not going to be us that pulls ourselves out. It's going to be somebody else.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's why, I mean, I have a sponsor, man, like which where I can run that's what I call stinking thinking across. You know what I'm saying? Like
Right,
like just the thoughts, man. Like you got to get them thoughts out to somebody, man. You got to talk about you. You got to talk about how you feel. So many people committing suicides, or so many people are running to the drug, to the alcohol, just to escape reality, man. So
right,
that's what I did for many years. But I try to. That's been feels like the phone weighs 1,000 pounds, man, when you're
yep,
going through something. You know what I'm saying? Like you just you only thing you gotta do is pick it up, dial the number and say, hey,
right,
I'm feeling this kind of way, man. I'm feeling like this, man. I'm feeling like I'm about to go out. I'm gonna knock this something so upside the head, or I'm about to snap. I'm about to lose it, man.
right.
And then you have that other person that's caring and that knows what you're going through to talk you up out of it, man. Like, I don't think that's a good idea.
Right, right. You gotta
You
you
gotta,
gotta have that.
right. Sir, you got to play the tape back, sir, to see where, what that did to you last time,
Right,
but you don't have to go repeating that same thing. Insanity, repeating the same things, expecting different results.
right.
So
And we do that, bro. Like we will go through that same cycle with people, sometimes with families, sometimes with friends, sometimes in relationships, and we keep going through the same cycle, get the same results, not realizing that you got to step left, but you keep going right. And every time you go right, it's a dead end.
mm,
Sometimes you gotta pivot. And if we don't pivot, we know the end results,
mm,
in
I
terms,
like that.
man, and we might be getting deep, man. This
Yeah,
might not
yeah,
be
yeah,
what
yeah.
we plan on talking about, but
Yeah,
this is
yeah,
what we
we
need to
might
talk about.
this what God will take you to.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? It ain't
Absolutely.
us, it's God. He will
Absolutely.
go all right.
And let me share this, for our listeners and viewers. When I do my podcast, yeah, I might have bullet points and things I want to talk about. But to me, this is also therapeutic because
That's right.
although I'm talking to other people, I'm sharing my story too. I'm sharing a piece of me. And sometimes there are things I need to say and talk about,
Yes.
and I can do it on the podcast and I'm being transparent. Hey, I just said this about my life. I said this about myself. I can't take it back. It's out there, but I needed to
Stop
say
it.
it.
That's right.
Um,
Right. You
because
don't know who you're
people,
gonna help.
right. And I was talking to somebody recently and they asked me about followers. I said, one thing I want you to understand when I do my shows, it's not about followers, it's about
Come on, man.
listeners. I said, if
Yes,
it's
sir.
one person I can reach through a podcast, I've done my job.
Yes, sir.
I said, I never, even when I did my radio podcast, I never went back and said, hey, who's listening to my show? I've always said, whoever's listening, I hope whatever we said has reached you and has touched your life. And that's what matters. I mean, I don't always need to know who I'm touching or reaching. That might be something private with them, but it's something we said in that show that made them say, you know what? I'm gonna change my life. I'm gonna do something
That's,
different.
ooh, that's right, bro.
That's all that matters, you know.
That's right. That
Um,
person.
let's talk about this real quick. And your influences in music. Did you sing in the church growing up? Well, I think most of us did. You know,
Yeah.
we had no choice but to sing in the church. But what were some
Yeah.
of your influences in the music genre just growing up?
Yeah, I have to say, my grandmother. My grandmother was a gospel singer down at church called New Providence Baptist Church down in Freeway Arena down Hilltop Needmore. My uncle Mike, God bless their both of their souls and stuff. So I kind of learned from them. I used to sing, like I said, I come up in Worthdale.
Right.
We had a discussion about this last week. Flavor Dave was talking about they took a picture at the London Bridge or the Worthdale people. I was like, fun fact, I lived in Worthdale till I was about 7. But anyway, I used to sing for quarters back then. At 4 or 5 years old, singing "Going Up Yonder" and stuff. So, yeah, man. So then, and fast forward, I like my uncles and my aunts, and I grew up, with my uncles, my granddaddy, my grandmother, my mother.
Yeah.
My mother never married, so she's such an angel, man. Um, with my uncles and my aunts, and they would be playing, the OJs, the
Right.
Commodores, a slave, just to name a few, like my granddaddy with the Johnny Taylor, all of that type music played on Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Saturday while they cleaning up, doing chores and
Yep.
stuff, and I would listen to what was the Stylistics. I remember the Stylistics would come on, and the first song I ever sung was the Rubber Band Man.
Oh
You
wow.
never heard sound of the rubber band. Man, yes, sir. I used to think, I was like, oh my God, that music that was coming from those instruments. Just think, man, I was riding a big wheel, man. I'm taking it back. I'm going back. Ooh, I'm going back. A big wheel, man. Like, and I would be singing those, hearing the harmonies and the melodies and the
Yes.
instrumentations. I knew. I said, what is this thing called music, man? It's like now, like I
Right.
work, and I sing on the weekends. I travel on the weekends doing, the Southern Soul music, but I can recall like I'm in the work truck or wherever, or with my wife, and I can hear a bass line come on, or I can hear the drummer do something, or I can hear the keyboard parts, and I can hear the strings, and I can hear the harmony, and I was like. And I'll be like, you hear that? You hear that? Be like, man, what are you talking about? So that's what, as a child, that's what I heard, man. I knew, and I fell in love with music, and it's been a beautiful love affair for 50 years. I'm
Yeah.
52. I'll be 53 in January. So it's been a heck of a love affair. It's been war. We've been at war.
Yep. But
Me
you
and
know,
music. Me and
there-
music.
there's war and peace with music. I mean, but you know what?
Yin and
Music
yang.
is so important. You know, I like myself. I love music. I love different genres of music. I grew up with
Yes.
the classic rock, of course. That's all we had at one time. Classic rock,
Yeah.
and then hip hop came out. I remember Kev Richards
Ooh.
at Athens. We both went out and bought the Jungle Brothers CD. Excuse
Ooh,
me,
who was that?
not CD. Excuse me, cassette. Kevin
Cassette.
Richards.
Kevin, yeah.
And
Kevin.
yo, he
Kevin that ride the bikes.
yes, he was
Yeah.
rocking the Jungle Brother cassette. I was rocking the cassette, and we would come back and share. Yo, what about track number such and such? Yo, what about this? And what was the one that we kept talking about? Jim Browski.
Oh, Jim Browski. Jim Browski. Jim.
You know, you think about those days, how much music influenced us and played a big part. Because even when I went to college, we started getting into, well, hip hop was still big. You know, of course, then Luke trickled in, so we had the Luke era, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
right in the '90s, Wu Tang hit.
Ooh.
Oh man, Wu Tang. A lot of people are shocked that I like Wu Tang. To this day, I still like the Wu Tang Clan. That's it. I like other rap groups, but Wu Tang, that was it. They be like, what?
What a group, man.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
RZA, when he did that, bro, he put together something special, bro.
He did. He
Method
did.
Man, Respect the Dick, Old Dirty Bag. Oh man,
You God.
you got
You think Raekwon, Ghostface Killah,
Raekwon. Raekwon's
everybody.
album was crazy, and then they
Yeah.
all spent off and did their own albums, which was just so dope, man.
Something we never seen, but music, it touched people in different ways, so they were storytellers. They would tell
Mhm.
about what was happening in the neighborhoods and in their own unique ways. And everybody has a story to tell. I always say that on my podcast too. Every person I speak to, you have a story to tell. You know,
Mm,
not one person's story is better than the other. It's just different, and it's going to
mm,
connect to different people. Um,
mm,
so you also had an opportunity to have an impact in that era. Also, can we talk about that just briefly? In the 90s, was it
no,
90s or maybe late 90s?
it was the 90s. The first record deal was I was in at NCC at North Carolina Central. Eagle Pride Amplified. Yeah, I was at Central, and I think I got to my close to my junior year, and I got big up to Yag Fu Front. Yag Fu Front went to St. Aug,
Hmm.
and Brad, Tyrone, and Spin. So they had a group that got signed to Mercury Records, and had the record it was really did really good called Busted Loop, and then
Yeah.
Left Field. Big up to DJ Assassin too, man. So Assassin knew I could sing. So when they made some Tyrone Spin, all of them made beats for me. So I was singing over hip hop beats, and Tyrone with jazz loops, and shopped the demo to a few different labels, and it was crazy. So Sony, Epic, and Capitol did. From what they told me, I didn't see nothing from Sony or Epic, but they said they were interested. But did get the signing the letter from Capitol, so I flew out to my first time ever flying on a plane, 6 hours to Cali to LA, and got with Malik Levy that signed me to a deal with Capitol Records, and a guy named LO77. LO is now a supermodel. That's crazy. He's in his
Wow.
60s, and he became a supermodel. But anyway, they signed me. They saw the gift. They heard the talent, and Mike City,
Yeah.
which Mike City did. He went to Central. Good friend. Guy that's working, doing my producing now, and doing the writing on some of the songs, on most of the songs, on all the songs, and he played the keyboard parts and arranged the song. That was in 93, 94. Yeah. So now, and yeah. So that song did really good, called Never Say Never. Those that know me know that record. And so after that, the black music department fell apart at Capitol. And so I got a call from a good friend of mine, Derek Gill, who's now a pastor, but Derek Gill and Antoine Staten out of Fuquay. And they said it's a guy that's got this song out. He barks like a dog or whatever, and he's on a song called um 432 5431 with Cannabis and LL Cool
LL.
J.
Yeah.
And yeah, he comes
Yeah.
at the end, protected by Vipers, stand back. I think that's the record. But
Y'all
anyway,
know who he is.
DMX. DMX. So I after the deal went sour, I went up to New York. DJ Assassin took me up to New York, and this was in 97. Yeah, 97. And anyway, I sung for them, man. And make a long story short, man, I signed with Rough Riders. We had a group called Parlay,
Yeah.
and from right here in Wake County, and Wake County, and we went on to do the first um volume one with the song "I'm a Rough Rider. Woke up on Sunday morning at the crack of dawn, and oh no, my baby left a letter That joint went platinum.
Yes.
The second volume two went gold, and volume three went gold. And yeah, Mike City did that. Can't Let Go. That would have been a platinum hit, man. But it had a little bump in the record, man. I don't know what happened in the mix of it, but that record was crazy. Um, so we went on and did shows and stuff, and just living in New York, living in Yonkers in the Bronx. I say that made me a man. And to see DMX, Eve, big ups to the Locks, Thing, Dragon, Young One, and big shout out to E and Y, the two brothers that ran the label, and that saw us talent in us country boys,
Right,
and
right.
signed us and gave us an opportunity, man. And I'm forever grateful. Yeah.
Absolutely. And you know, this is what people don't understand about North Carolina. We are a big music state, you know. And actually, like Lords in the Underground formed on the campus of Shaw University. I'm in the video for like 2 seconds. I got my little fame, boom, boom, and I was done. But I was on the campus. We had a great time, and every time I look at the videos, here come the Lords. I'm like, yo, I know that person. I know that. Like, to see people you know in the video, not paid actors and all that stuff. It was exciting, man.
That
But
joint blew up too.
yeah, yeah.
That song blew up.
And,
What?
and then you gotta think about this Fantasia, this Jodeci, you know, all these
Anthony
people,
Hamilton.
Anthony Hamilton, right? And we're gonna get to that too. But all these people from North Carolina with so much talent, and I think people are starting to recognize that, you know, you could be in the South, have a little Southern twang, but you know what? You got a hit on your hands where you can sing, and that's what they're seeing. They're paying attention. Now, um, let's talk about Anthony Hamilton. What do you know about Anthony Hamilton?
Well, I mean, I know that I always got to talk about my man Mike City. Mike City produced a few of those records with Anthony Hamilton and Sunshine Anderson.
Yes.
Yeah, they were involved. What was Soul Life? This was before Anthony blew up. It was Mark Spark, Mike City, and Chris Dawley had a label called Soul Life, and all of them were on that particular label. I think they had a production deal, but anyway. But Anthony Anthony Hamilton went off, and he went off and blew up,
He blew
man.
up, yeah, big
He
time.
blew
Everybody
up,
know
man.
Anthony. Now,
Straight out of Charlotte, North Carolina, man. And I had to go ahead.
yeah, I was going to say, now you had an opportunity to do something that's unique. I'm gonna say unique because not everybody gets an opportunity to do this, but you had a blessing and an opportunity to do something special. So what was that?
So yeah. So August the 9th of this year, a few months ago, man. I had a chance to open up. So and they gave at the DPAC,
Yeah,
and they gave me like what they got to like 25 minutes, 30-minute show, man. I was nervous. I was scared to death. The place was sold out, man.
yeah,
Thank you for all the people that came out and supported me and came to see me, man. My mama, my wife, all my friends, Project 919 band, and all. Man, it was just it was incredible, man. So I got to meet Anthony and chop it up with Anthony and everything. Real good dude, man. And he showed my mama and my wife and all my cousins mad love, and it was it was the first um big show. Oh man, that's shout out to Suleiman Muwausi, Leslie Muwausi, the Dome Group. The Dome Group. He's Suleiman is part of I think he's the vice president of the Black Promoters Collection,
oh wow,
which
okay,
did the he did the New Edition Jodeci tour.
oh
I
wow,
got
okay,
Charlie Wilson coming this month to DPAC. Well, the Dome Group has that coming. So,
wow,
but good friend of mine, man, he and his wife, and I just seen them this weekend, and shout out to I feel like calling my business partner, Thomas Ingram, which was really good friends of theirs that partnered, and they got me on this show. Well, Suleiman seen my struggle, seen, me, he went to Central also, so he seen the music with me come up from the music for years, and he finally said, "Okay, I think this guy's ready." So put me on, man, and I'm grateful and thankful, man. And I think I did pretty good, man. I did all right, did pretty good, man.
And I
That was
watched the
huge
video.
for me,
Yeah,
bro.
it was. I watched the video as you were going backstage, and you and your wife, and y'all were talking about, wow, like backstage. Look, look. When you get those opportunities, it is bigger than life. The biggest thing I've done that I used to step when I was in college, and when he first started was it communities in school.
Uh
We had a
huh.
chance to perform for them. They reached out
Uh
to
huh.
Shaw and was like, "We want some entertainment," and our student activities director, he was like, "Hey, I want y'all to come. I want you guys to put on a show." We was like, "All right, cool." We're thinking for some kids or whatever. He said, "Nah, this is in front of politicians, and Shirley Caesar was there, and some other people, some big wigs." And we were like, "Yo, like this is real. This is for real." So we put on a good show. We had a chance to talk to Shirley Caesar. These politicians had us signing our names, like signing autographs.
Wow.
I don't know who they are now. I'm gonna be honest. I don't even know if they're still in politics. That was so long ago. But when you get that opportunity to shine, it
That's
feels
right.
good. It feels
That's
good.
right. That's right.
Now,
That's right. Y'all
now
must
you
have stepped y'all butts off.
man,
Y'all signed
man, we had
autographs.
dust flying out that stage and everything. We said we're gonna make that stage, we're gonna rock that stage. For my
Oh,
listeners,
right.
I stepped in college. I stepped for a long time. I was teaching teams, and I finally retired right before the pandemic. I was like, I'm good. I did this for too long. But yeah, we stepped our butts off, man. We
What was the name of the group?
Oh, Phi Beta Sigma, out at Shaw University, IOTA chapter.
Oh,
So
you
yeah,
okay? All right, all right, all
yeah,
right, all
yeah.
right. I
And
thought you
look,
was a Kappa.
no, just because I'm light skinned, man. See, you know what? Just
Mark, I
cause
thought you
just,
was a
just
Kappa
cause
though.
I'm a light
For
skinned
real,
brother
bro.
don't mean no, I'm a Sigma all the way. Phi Beta Sigma, low white. That's it. But you know what? It's funny. A lot of people think that, like, if I say I'm in a frat, they be like, "Oh, you're a Kappa." I'm like, "Nope." He's like, "Oh, you must be an Alpha." Nope, I'm a Sigma. That's it. Too
Yes.
hard. But
Well,
look,
big up to Ray Copeland. Ray Copeland is DMX's uncle. Ray Copeland managed us for a little while. He's a Sigma. Yeah,
okay,
he's a
okay. Well,
Sigma.
shout
Yeah,
out,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
definitely.
Shout out to Ray.
Look, man, let me tell you what we used to do. I know we talk about a little bit of everything. So I'm gonna say this. I'm not trying to toot our horns, but we were good. We were good, and we knew we were good. So what we started doing is just going to different shows and showing up. We didn't back in the days. You had to sign up for a step show if you want to do something. So we said there's a show in Winston-Salem. So we put together an all-star team. We pulled some of the bros from state, few from Carolina, put the team together. Went up to Winston. We didn't even register. We just showed up, got on stage, turned it out. They gave us the money, and then they came back and said, "Wait a minute, we can't give y'all this. Why? Because y'all didn't register." We said, "You know what? We should have left."
Oh,
But it was cool because we said we wanted people to see a good show, and we knew we had a good product. We just didn't register. But and
oh,
it wasn't about being cocky. It was about being confident. You know, and I feel like when you're confident in your work, you're confident in your team, you can put out a good product. You know, and
right.
and you talk
Mm,
about that fear. The fear is real. Everybody has fear. Before you hit the stage, that fear hits you because you want to do a good job. You want to make sure the crowd responds to you. But once you're on that stage, because that's how if I'm doing a presentation, I don't see anybody anymore. It's just me. That's it. I only care about who's out there. Not to say I don't care. I don't see you anymore. I'm in my element. So
especially the energy,
yes,
and people are energy, and when
yes,
they what comes from the heart touches the heart. So it's like when they feeling you, and they give you that energy, it's like you kind of like you black out, bro.
you, you do, you
Black
do.
out, bro. It's like nothing. it's like you out of space or something,
man.
man. Like it's like an out of body experience.
It,
It's like
it
you see
is.
something. Oh yeah, it's like that's the biggest. I done all kind of drugs. That's the biggest high you ever. The euphoria of that. That's the biggest high.
Man,
But
look, let me tell you, when I was in college and we had a step show, I would grow my hair and everything. But then right before the show, it had to come off. I went straight bald, and people were like, "Oh, you're about to do it now." Look, I that was my game face. I was like, "Look, it's on now." I was sitting in the room, just cut it, just straight bald, and it was on. It was on,
he said,
and
"Oh, y'all about to
man,
do it now."
it's on now. And going through the crowd, like at Shaw, it was a little set up a little different. Like you had to go through the crowd to get to the stage. Man, I just game face on.
Yes, sir.
It's time, that energy flowing, and look, it's that energy's powerful. Now,
It is, man. It
I,
is, man. I guess that's how people in church, you know what I mean? Like
yeah,
when, yeah, when the energy flows and it hits that person and he catches the Holy, you know what I'm saying?
man.
The Holy Ghost, not to go, not to be religious
No,
and
no,
nothing like
you're
that. But it's,
good. You're good.
yeah, but that's real. The energy, man,
Yeah.
energy.
Now, I remember one show I did, and we're gonna get back to the music. I did one show by myself, and we always said that's full circle with Stephanie. If you can do a show by yourself, that's full circle. I said, okay. Went to NC State. They had a step show. They didn't have any of my bros to represent. So some of the Zetas that knew me, they were like, Mark, why don't you go up there and do a step? Blah, blah, blah. We don't have any representation. I was like, nah, I'm good. I'm just by myself. My squad's not here. Nah, I'm good. They were like, we'll give you $100. I was like, hold on, so I calculated. Wait a minute. Just me, $100 back in the days, that got you a
Back
long
then,
ways.
that was good money.
Man, I was like, give me a
We give you
second.
$100.
I calculated in my head. I said, okay, I'm gonna do this step, that step, this step. I don't need anybody. I know all the parts. So I went out there represented. It was funny. I was sitting backstage and the stage manager was like, where the Sigmas? Where the Sigmas? I was like, I'm right here. He was like,
Right here.
he was like, you mean you just won? I was like, yeah, that's all you need is one. Man, when I got on that stage, it was, and I was nervous at first, and I actually came out on Get At Me Dog, DMX.
Wow.
When I came out,
So,
there's some people that have some jokes because they announced the year I crossed, and I think that might have been like in 96, 97, but I crossed back in 92. When I got on that stage and I knew some of the Q dogs from Shaw, and it was on. It was on. I had nothing to worry about. Nobody knew the steps. I did my thing. I felt like a celebrity at the end. I had
yeah.
people greeting me. Somebody gave me flowers. I'm like, well, you get flowers at a step show. But it was so much fun. But I had so much energy going, and I was like, I could feel the crowd. And I was like, after I was done, I felt the love going out to the audience. And I was like, man, I went to Bojangles, and somebody was like, yo, were you the dude on the stage? I was like, yeah, I was that dude on the stage. Shoot, yeah, that was me. Look, then I went to work the following Monday, and one of my coworkers, Mo, she was like, Mark, did you go to the show over the weekend? I was like, what show? She said the Steph show. They were talking about this one guy, the lone Sigma. I was like, the lone Sigma? She was like, yeah, some little skinny, light-skinned dude. Then she stopped. She was like, was that you? I said, yeah, that was me. She said, everybody was talking about. It felt so good. It just the love, the energy to be able to get on stage and do something. But like you said, that energy, when you're feeling it makes you, makes you want to go stronger, harder. It's like, yeah, I got the crowd now. When you're on that stage,
I like that. I love that story.
Yeah, I don't tell that story much, but people that know me, they know me. I'm too old for that now. I ain't getting out there. I'll pass out. I'm in my 50s jumping around.
Yeah, I know, right? That went by fast, didn't it, bro?
Well,
oh my God.
I did one step recently. That was one of my frat brothers got married. He said, let's do a routine to serenade his wife, and I did. And it felt good. I was like, but I ain't doing this no more.
I know that's right.
I'm too old, man. Yeah. But so when you're on the stage, tell, tell us about that real quick, and then we're gonna jump to a few other things, and we're gonna start wrapping up. When you're on that stage, what are some of the thoughts and things that are going through your mind?
That's I mean, the thoughts that's going through my mind when I'm on that stage is just to be just to be real, just to be real, just to I do a lot of praying before, I got my rituals. I make my tea and my honey and all that good stuff. My what's my water? My water has to be room temperature, all that good stuff. And I stay in prayer, and I really don't want to be around too many people.
Right.
And I just get into my zone, man. And then when I hit the stage, man, I try to give people 100% of me, like and just to make sure I come across like you know, uh, giving it what everything I got and what I've been through on that stage. And some people come and pay to get in to see you or to see the other artists and stuff. So you can't sham them. You can't. You got to give it. You got to give it all you got, man.
Right.
Man. I heard somebody say, guy in the band, I'm still a part of it, but when I can be Project 919 band, go band from here. Big up to John and the crew and Larry and Lachelle and Jasmine and all of it. But the bass player said people are about spending you don't know who's spending their last dollar
That's true. That's true.
or what type of situation they've been in to come and hear you play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So you got
Wow.
this. Yeah, that was deep. So I ride with that thing. But P-Dub, my brother.
But
Oh,
that's real talk though, because
it's
you
real,
don't
man.
know what people. It could be somebody's last few days on this earth, and they want a good concert. They want to enjoy being entertained, or somebody's going through a breakup, or somebody's celebrating, a marriage or something. People are dealing with good and bad things at the same time, and they want to have that feel good energy.
Mm,
And I think that's what the Southern
yeah,
Soul is all about. It's that feel good
yeah.
energy.
Feel
It's that,
good.
yeah, that real talk. Are there any Southern Soul artists out there that you really want to collaborate with?
Man, I would love to do, of course, King George. The hottest thing, the hottest cat in Southern. So one of the, um, George, one monkey don't stop, no show. The train
Right.
gonna keep on rolling.
And
Oh
everybody
man,
says so.
Friday night. Man, I would love to do a collabo with him, man. A new guy called Young Guy, out of Mississippi, I think. Yeah, he's incredible. Um, man, low key country. Tony Mills, Magic One. So many, man,
Right.
that I would love to just do. And some of what's the girl name? It's a new chick out, Red Top. Um, um, what is her name? Lacey. Yeah, Lacey.
Okay.
Lacey. West Love.
Okay.
That's the ultimate. West Love is the new Millie Jackson. West Love can sing like none other, brother. I
Wow.
would
Wow.
love to do West Love. Stand up. Let's
Putting
get it popping.
there you go, putting a shout out right now. Hey, we got to speak life into it. You just never know what could happen. Somebody here and they're like,
Manifest.
okay, absolutely. And there's also a friend of mine from Shaw. She has her own group. She just started Angie King and the TNT Girls. So they're doing some concerts around.
Oh, are you serious, bro?
Oh, you know them?
That's crazy. No, I don't know them, but
Oh,
I just seen them in they were in Samora, North Carolina
yes, yes, yep,
at
yep,
bar 119
yep.
with big ups to Miss Gladys and the owner of the club, which is a fabulous spot, brother. His name is Tequila. I forget his name, but they're really doing it there, man. And DJ Adam T and all that, man.
Wow.
Yeah, they are really good, bro.
So I'm trying to get them on the show. We're just trying to match our schedules. So as soon as they can get together and match their schedule, my schedule, I'm gonna have them on also, because I want to spread the love. I want people to understand there's
That's
a
right.
movement out there of musicians, singers and artists, and it's not just what you see in Hollywood. You got some great singers right here that you may have never heard of, but you will learn about them.
Real, yes. And she went to Shaw.
Yeah, she went to Shaw. Yeah, actually, Angie's a Zeta. Back in the days when people said they were pledging people, that's a disclaimer that I did not pledge. Yeah, I was one of the big bros, so I know Angie from back then. Yep.
Well, I thought they were from, like with the sound, I thought they were from Alabama or somewhere like that, bro. They're really good, man.
Yeah,
they popping, bro. They about to blow. Won't be just a matter of time.
Yeah, I don't know the other ladies yet, but I do want them on the show, so so I can, get to know them, and so the audience can get to know them, check out their music, get that support. Just same thing, just like with your music. Want people to be able to support you,
That's right, man.
So speaking of that support, how can somebody hear your music? What's the best way for them to listen to it?
You can go on all streaming platforms: Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, all Apple Music.
Yep.
All streaming platforms. I'm on there. A.G. Thomas.
That's right.
My new single is called Southern Soul Jam, and it's charting on the Urban Influencer and the Lisa Good Southern Soul chart. The record is doing pretty good. Written and produced by none other than Mike City. Mike City did Heard It All Before, Sunshine Anderson, Dave Hollister, One Woman Man, Brandy, Full Moon, Carl Thomas, I Wish. He went to NCCU. So I was like, man, I got into Southern Soul because I was like, hey, I did music, but I was playing around with it for like 10 years.
Yeah.
I wasn't really doing, nothing like that. So a guy named Les Long has a place called the Pack House in Lewisburg. He's on the radio station 92.1 Choice FM.
Okay.
Has a show that comes on Sundays. Real good guy. He's a comedian too. You should have Les Long on your show, man. And he said the band was playing in North Carolina, the Go-Go band. And he was talking about Southern Soul, talking about a guy named Tucker, Sir Charles Jones, and all of them. And I was like, well, I heard of Southern Soul, and I know it's called Lick House Music, but but it took me like 2-3 years, and I could hear him. It just kept pounding in my head. Southern Soul, Southern Soul, Southern Soul. And now, being at the age of 52, I was 49 maybe then. Yeah. So I said, man, I really want to get back into music, and it's age appropriate. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
Yeah. Like,
well, we understand it now.
Right.
Because think about this. When we heard
grown
folks music, yeah, we weren't grown. we were teenagers listening to grown folks music, thinking we understood it. But now that's us. When we listen to some of those songs, that's us now.
That's right.
Those are our experiences.
That's right.
We're the old folks.
And we old. Ain't that something real?
Well, hold on.
We ain't old. We in the third quarter.
we still got some more time to play. Coach, put me back in. I'm good.
That's right. That's right.
One last trip down the court.
One last trip down the court.
But this is good, man. This is good stuff. Because I think these are conversations that we need to have more. As I'm turning it to the Black people conversation. As Black people, we need to have more of these conversations where we can just share. Talk about what we're doing. There's no animosity. There's no arguing, fussing, and fighting. We are celebrating each other and our accomplishments and what we're doing. Because Man, sometimes I look at some videos on YouTube and there's a lot of attack. Somebody starts to shine, they get upset. No, if you see somebody shining, shine with them or help
Yeah,
somebody
that's
else to
right.
shine.
That's right, bro. That's right, bro. We gotta each one teach one, man. We gotta
Absolutely.
share the knowledge, man, on how to get to that point, or how to better yourself, man.
Right, right.
We can't be stingy with it. We gotta what's so freely given to me, I have to give away to the next man. And I've been doing
Absolutely.
that for years, man. Like, I mean, I'm like, man, I'm one of the first to get a major record deal from Raleigh, North Carolina in
Right.
'93 with Capitol Records. Then went on to Rough Riders, with, distributed by Interscope, man. And I thank you for putting me on your platform, man. But we
Oh, you're
gotta
welcome.
we gotta do better, man.
Yeah.
Like as black folk, man, helping each other out, man, not tearing each other down.
Right, right.
It's a lot of that still, though. I don't see no. That's not the way, man.
Some
It's
well,
crazy. It's
but
crazy.
we get afraid that somebody else is going to get ahead of us.
That's
But
right.
but
Crabs in the bucket.
yeah, but no matter what, somebody's always going to be ahead. And then maybe it's not your time to shine yet. And then you'll be ahead the next time. But just don't forget that if you become the head, you still got the body and the tail. So make sure you
Come
carry
on, man.
people along with you.
I like that. Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
I see that all the time with my students, man. They be going at each other. I'm like, yo, we in here for the same thing. We're here to learn. We're here for education. We're not here to bicker and fuss. And I don't like this person because they can kick a ball. I don't like this person because they can do. No, celebrate each other. Let's celebrate
So
each other.
we're better together, man. Have a
Absolutely.
unit,
Absolutely.
man, instead of at each other and tearing each other
Absolutely.
down, man. We gotta build, man. We gotta build, not destroy. Yes,
Absolutely.
yes, man.
And for the other listeners out there, regardless of what your ethnicity is, I'm gonna say this: we have to celebrate each other because we can't live on this planet without each other. I don't care what we
That's
say.
right.
I don't care what other people think or feel. No, we need everybody. Everybody's
That's right,
important.
bro.
Every color in that spectrum is important. Every ethnicity is important. Every culture is important. We're not supposed to be on this planet with just one culture and that's it. No, that'd be so
Mm,
boring. You know,
that's right, bro. We all are of what? The human
human race.
race.
Absolutely.
We all bleed the same, but we all put our pants on the same way. You feel me?
Absolutely.
We are one human race and
Absolutely.
serve one God, no matter of the religions. This all ends up
Absolutely.
to being one God.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, AG, this has been a great conversation, man. We talked a little bit about everything. Sometimes I think, oh, we're just gonna talk about the music, and no. There's more than just the music. There's other messages that people need to hear, and I appreciate you coming on. And some people may not even realize we do have another connection besides going to school together and knowing about Apex and all that. My first cousin, Robin, is also married to your first cousin. So at one point, so Terry, so we know each
Yeah,
other through family like that.
yeah,
And
yeah.
it is so crazy because I was like, wait a minute, hold on, how you know my cousin Robin? He was like,
Wow,
yeah,
yeah,
well, I know
man.
Robin come through Terry. I was like, Terry,
Yeah. Good
and
people. They got some
yeah, man.
beautiful children, man. Grown now, man.
Let me tell you, it's a small world. And I often say this to people, anybody I interact with, you always have to treat people with respect and kindness because you don't know who knows who. You
That's
don't
right.
know how people are connected.
That's
And
right, bro.
you throw salt at somebody, it could be your family. You don't even know it.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or it could be the
It's
next
a
person.
small.
Yeah. Or it could be the next person that's going to help you get to your next level. So
That's right. That's
be
right.
careful how you treat people.
Treat each other right. Treat
Absolutely.
the next man
Absolutely.
right. Treat him right, bro. And do
Oh,
the and look and do my boy Marcel say, and do the right thing even when nobody's looking.
when nobody's looking. I was going to share a quick story before I have you share some words of encouragement. But I remember being in college and Dave Hollister had just gone solo. So,
Wow.
but we didn't know Dave Hollister like that. We knew was it Blackstreet, right?
Blackstreet, yep.
Yeah, we knew Blackstreet. And I think the one that everybody knew was Chauncey.
Yeah,
So
yep.
whoever the promoter was, and it might have been Mike City. I don't know. I didn't deal with that part of it. We hosted a party at Plum Crazies. So they said, well, y'all can host a party if y'all can get people in here, but it's going to be a party for the single release, a solo release for Dave Hollister. We were like, all right, cool. We didn't know who Dave Hollister was, and he was singing the One Woman Man and all that stuff. But as college kids, we didn't know. We just wanted to have a party. We just want people to come and show up. But then I think about years later, I was like, yo, we had a party for Dave Hollister, but we didn't know. We were just having a party trying to get some money because we're trying to have another party or a function at school. You think about all these connections and people you've encountered, and it comes back full circle eventually. But
So how did it do?
I think it did well. I still didn't know who he was, but he was like,
Did
all
he
right.
have one woman man was out?
I think that's what he was
It was
singing.
love at
Yeah.
first sight.
Yep.
Oh
But guess
wow.
what? But we didn't know because
Right.
it was just being promoted. We didn't know. We were just trying to make some money. We college students. But now I think back to it like, dang, yeah, we hosted a party for Dave Hollister and had no idea.
Yes, sir. Before I let you go.
Right.
Did he do that record?
I have no idea, man. It was so long ago.
Yeah, so long.
And that was Plum Crazy. We were trying to party.
Yeah.
And then I remember
many moons. Yeah,
that
was the
college.
start.
It was Plum Crazies. I remember actually meeting Chris Rock and Adele Givens before they became big time. They were comedians on Def Comedy Jam, and they did a show at NC State, and we stepped there. And so when we finished stepping, we were sitting down in the cut, and Chris Rock was sitting there with us.
Wow,
we were
that's
like,
crazy.
It's Chris Rock, but he's a comedian. But that was before he became big. He wasn't a household name then. He was just Chris Rock. And then once we, New Jack City and all that stuff came out, we were like, oh, that was dude we were sitting with talking to. He's like, man, it was Chris Rock. I was like, he ain't gonna remember us. He been around so many different people, we don't matter. But we think about those experiences, man, when you're young to where you are now. But he was cool. That was the one thing I would say. He was mad cool. But he was just talking to us,
Person I would love to meet, bro. He's intelligent, highly intelligent.
Yes.
Dude.
Well, you know what? I would say most comedians are. They see the world in a totally different plateau than we see it. They can crack jokes about it, but they can
be real though.
Yeah. One comedian I would love to meet is Dave Chappelle. Yeah, I know Dave is controversial. I know some of y'all be like, oh, Dave Chappelle, but yeah, Dave Chappelle.
But he speaks truth.
Yeah, he's gonna teach you a lesson. And then he's gonna hit you with a punchline.
That's right.
And he's gonna make you think about it, like, whoa, wait a minute.
Right.
I thought he was being serious and he hit me with a joke. That's how he is. I like that. I like his style. But man,
there goes Dave. Dave Chappelle is crazy. I think about the skit he did with what's his name? Something Bixby, the Klansman, the Black Klansman.
Clayton Bixby, yes. Woogie Boogie. I don't have to say it anymore.
He never knew he was black.
He was before his time.
Oh my gosh, Mark Robinson. Clayton Bixby, the new Clayton Bixby.
Did he divorce his wife?
Oh my god!
Because remember in the skit at the end, Clayton Bixby divorced his wife because we can't see the rest. You have to go watch the skit. It's on YouTube somewhere on Netflix. Yeah.
He took off his hat, and all everybody in the audience started blowing up the ear and stuff.
Yeah. But I get what you're saying.
Oh God! Bro.
All right, people. All right, for our listeners, we're at the end of this conversation. But before we go, AJ, I'm gonna ask you to leave our viewers with some words of encouragement This has been a great conversation. I needed that laugh. After teaching all day, I besides
I,
laughing at some of the kids, I need laughter like that. So thank you.
I had a good time. This was great, man.
Absolutely.
So some words of encouragement. So no matter what, man, keep going, no matter what, the naysayers may say. You're not gonna make it, you're not gonna do this, you're not gonna do that. You can't, but you can. You can. You have your good team. There's no I in team. Get your good team to help you along with your process, man. And I always say if I can do it, you can do it. Being on drugs and alcohol for 20 years, and where I almost died a few times, feeling my soul and spirit was bankrupt, and going to the levels of, it was like pure hell, man, just to come up from that and to now charting on certain Southern Soul charts and doing these shows and being able to travel from different cities and things like that, and then coming back from a triple bypass. I just had a triple bypass, open heart surgery. It's been like 7 months ago, and getting back healthy and eating right, and exercising, and trying to stay free. And big ups to my wife that was with me through all of this, that stayed and nurtured me and loved me through it all, and my mother, and just keep at it, keep doing what you love to do. Don't let a noun throw you off your game. A noun is a person, place, or thing, disrupt you from success, man. It's out there, man. If you believe, you can achieve, and if you can dream it, it will become reality. You just got to put in the work. You got to put in the work, though.
Absolutely, absolutely, man. Thank you for those words of encouragement. It's real. And here's the thing I want to say before I wrap us up. Man will always look at you for your past. They'll think about all the negative things you've done, all the bad experiences, but they're not looking at your future, And what happened yesterday is yesterday.
That's right.
God knows what's going to happen tomorrow, and you got to trust him on his path. I even say with this podcast, because I had stopped podcasting, I gave it up. I said I'm done. But then this summer, I was like, nah, I'm gonna bring it back. But I'm gonna bring it back the way I need to, and talk to the people I need to. And I've got to trust him on this journey. And like I said, people will always look at you for who you used to be. But you don't have to look at yourself as how you used to be. You can look at yourself as the new person today and who you want to be tomorrow. And that all starts with love,
Right, bro.
And I always end my shows this way, I talk about love. This is living life in love. I put with vitiligo because I have vitiligo, but living your life and with love is so important. That love is not just love of self, which is important, but you got to love your family, your friends, your spouse, your significant other. If you're not married, you got your co-workers, the people you encounter that you don't know, the strangers on the street. There's so many people in our lives that we have to start showing love to, and that love can manifest in so many different ways, but it is important for us to love people. And most of all, though, you have to look in that mirror and tell yourself, I love you, because we don't do enough of that. We don't do enough of just saying, you know what, I love who I am. I love the way I look. I love the way I walk. I love the way I talk.
Sir.
You're never going to please everybody out there.
That's right.
And you shouldn't have to. Love who you are. That's so important. And that's a lesson I have to learn for myself. I've got to love who I am.
That's right,
and
bro.
not worry about what the next person is thinking. As long as I know I love me. You got to show that. Absolutely.
Yes, sir.
So AG, man, I appreciate you coming on this podcast. it has been a blessing. I know we had some silly moments on here, but I like those silly moments. But we
No
also
doubt.
had some serious discussions too.
That's right. That's right. That's right.
Absolutely. And for our viewers, thank you for stopping in to view this podcast. Make sure you check out AG's music.
Yes, sir.
Make sure you share this out to someone, because there's going to be something in this discussion that's going to change somebody's life. We don't know what it is. We don't know at what point it's going to happen, but it's going to happen. So once again, you have been listening to Living Life and Love Vitiligo. I'm your host, Mark Braxton from Raleigh, North Carolina, with my special guest, A.G. Thomas. Take care. Peace.
Peace. Shout out to Annie Bell Blunt, Annie B, and Big T Promotions. Thank you all for what you've done for me. Thank you, Mark, man. Thank you so much, brother.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Y'all take care. Peace out. We have a date. Your presence is always on time and never too late. Forget about your work date, fall into my bliss. Lay back into my arms, close your eyes and reminisce about our first date, the first kiss and the first hug. Feelings and emotions were completely unplugged. Unrestricted moments of impactful passion. Hours of souls intertwined for animalistic attraction. Be my co-pilot on this track into the everlasting. This journey is uniquely ours and never out of fashion. Much for us to learn in this romantic discovery. Be ready for every intentional moment of my delivery. No worries, I got you. I'm your comfort and protection. Don't focus on past mistakes, no need for correction. Again, lay back, relax. This will be our recess. Look into my eyes and tell me what's next. Nerves start to saturate as temps are on boil. Taking a mental snapshots as our hearts commence to coil. No surprise when you realize I'm here for you. You can Google my love. Everything I reveal is true. No underestimation of my skills. Just be ready to learn. Your past couldn't regulate, but now it's my turn. Don't let your heart be late. Be on time for our lesson. I'll be your El Professor in this love-making session.